analysis natin. Maganda naman kasi yung performance talaga ng mga economic managers. Kaya inuna po na in-evaluate yung mga economic managers at 5 sa mga kasama sa economic team ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang na-retain. Siyempre, ang unang na-retain po yung Executive Secretary, si Lucas Bersamin. In-announce niya na mismo. Na-reappointan niya ako ng ating Pangulong Bongbong kasi yung courtesy resignation ko niya, tinawagan ako kanina, na-refuse niya. So, di wow. Lalo nito mga kababayan na manggigigil yung mga critics ng ating Pangulong Bongbong. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. iGlow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas. Ito po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas po, broadcaster, vlogger from Albay, Bicol Region. So nagpa-press con po kanina lang si Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin para i-announce yung mga cabinet secretaries na na-retain po. Pero partial pa man lang po, mga kababayan. More than 50 sa mga cabinet secretaries pala po, members of the cabinet ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang nag-submit ng kanilang courtesy resignation. Kasabay na po siya, si Lucas Bersamin. Ngayon, nag-announce na siya ng mga personalities na na-retain. Tama yung mga analysis natin. Maganda naman kasi yung performance talaga ng mga economic managers. Kaya inuna po na in-evaluate yung mga economic managers at 5 sa mga kasama sa economic team ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang na-retain. Siyempre, ang unang na-retain po yung Executive Secretary, si Lucas Bersamin. In-announce niya na mismo. Na-reappointan niya ako ng ating Pangulong Bongbong kasi yung courtesy resignation ko niya, tinawagan ako kanina, na-refuse niya. So, di wow. Lalo nito mga kababayan na manggigigil yung mga critics ng ating Pangulong Bongbong. Lalo na po si dating Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez na masama ang loob. Kaya banat ng banat. Kasi 3 months lang siya mga kababayan as little president. Diba? Kaya sabi ni Vic Rodriguez, kahit pa niya papalit-palit pa ng mga cabinet secretaries, wala niyang mangyayari dyan. Kasi ang problema niya ng bansa, si PBBM. Siya yung problema. Mga kababayan ng ating administrasyon, kaya nga sabi ni Lucas Bersamin, kaya nga niya sinibak siya agad. Sabi sa press con po kanina. Ito na po. E.S. Bersamin said Marcos Jr. decided to retain the following economic cabinet secretaries: DTI Secretary Maria Cristina Roque, DOF Secretary Ralph Recto, DepDep Secretary Arcidio Balisacan, DBM Secretary Amina Pangandaman, and Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs Secretary Frederick Go. Tapos may mga pinalitan na rin po. Kasama sa tinanggal, talagang pinapahinga na po, si DNR Secretary Loizaga. Yan po, Bersamin. Marcos accepts resignations of DNR Secretary, tapos DHSUD Secretaries. Ito si Yosik Ping Aliling, appointed as new DHSUD Secretary. Hindi kasi na-meet ni Acosar, Rizalida Acosar, yung kanyang target na 1 million per year ang ipapatayo na pabahay. Siyempre, napaya yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kasi nag-promise siya na kaya niyang ipatayo ang 1 million pabahay para sa ating mga mamamayan. Hindi nangyari. Pinalitan siya ngayon, pero hindi man totally pong tinanggal si Acosar. Siya ngayon, in-appoint pa rin sa ibang posisyon. Mamaya, i-replay ko po yung press ko ni press conference ni Lucas Bersamin para malaman ninyo kung saan in-assign. Doon ata sa Pasig, rehabilitation siya. Focus siya doon mga kababayan. May bago na rin po mga kababayan na DFA Secretary, si Lazaro. Pinalitan mga kababayan si Manalo. Si Manalo, inappoint siya as UN representative. So ginagawa ito ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kasi sabi ng ating Pangulo, the people have spoken and they expect results, not politics, not excuses. We hear them and we will act. Sabi ng ating Pangulo. O diba? Sabi nga natin, ito yung presidente na hindi marunong po magdahilan o magpalusot na i-cover niya yung mga pagkukulang ng kanyang administrasyon para magbida-bida lang. Nire-recognize niya ano man yung mga pagkukulang. Kaya ito niya ginagawa na reorganization, revamp ng kanyang cabinet. Kasi ang trabaho nito mga kababayan bilang presidente, kung wala siyang katulong, napakarami ng kanyang dapat na gawin. Kung yung mga cabinet secretaries niya mga kababayan, patulog-tulog lang, hindi po pwede. Tapos bumanat yung mga critics. Gusto lang niya na i-cover ng ating Pangulo, ng Presidente, yung mga kakulangan niya. I-blame niya sa iba. Walang sinisisi yung ating Pangulo. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, lahat ito, pananagutan nating lahat, hindi lang ako, tayong lahat ng mga nasa gobyerno. Inaanapan tayo ng trabaho, napakalinaw. Hindi niya umabot sa expectations ng taong bayan. Kailangan nating magpursige. O di ba? A clear recognition mga kababayan ng kakulangan ng ating gobyerno. Pero yung ibang leader po, grabe pa na mga depensa. At baka isisi pa po sa previous administration. Yung ating Pangulo po, 3 years na bilang Pangulo. Kaya wala man ibang sisisihin po, kundi siya. Kaya umaksyon siya agad-agad. After 3 years, nakita niya na short of expectation ng ating mamamayan, yung kanyang administrasyon. Pakinggan natin mga kababayan yung press ko ni ES Lucas Bersamin.
Good afternoon, members of the Malacanang Press Corps. I have bad news and good news today. I'm not usually used to this kind of press conferences, but I'll do my best to deal with this. First, I would like to announce that as far as I am concerned, the Executive Secretary, the President declined the courtesy resignation that I tendered. And just this morning, he communicated to me that I have his full backing for as long as I wish to work for him. And that is a very good gesture from the President, because that is a sign of his manifestation of his full trust and confidence in myself. Because if you had noticed, I don't know if any of you was involved, there was a lot of misinformation yesterday about this reorganization being triggered in order to target me or to remove me from office. Lahat ng cabinet members, presidential advisors, and other presidential appointees are always subject to the will of the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Wala kaming ilusyon na panghawakan ng mga kanya-kanyang pwesto at oras na gusto ng Pangulo na palitan kami o umalis kami sa pwesto, gagawin namin yon dahil para kaming mga ordinary soldier lamang, sundalo kami. Lahat kami ay naghain ng aming courtesy resignations as called for by the President. Walang nag-hesitate. Kasi alam namin na Pangulo lamang ng Pilipinas ang makakapagsabi kung hanggang kailan kami maninilbihan sa taong bayan. Maliwanag po sana sa atin yan. Kahit ano pa man ang sinasabi ng iba't ibang quarters, ang mananaig dito ay yung kagustuhan ng ating Pangulo. Now, as far as the cabinet the number of resignations, yung mga nag-resign, courtesy resignation, as of the time that we started this press conference, there have already been about 52 who have submitted. So, makikita nyo dyan yung extent ng panawagan ni Presidente. Lahat ay sumasang-ayon sa panawagan, nag-submit ng courtesy resignation. So nasa kamay na talaga ng Pangulo ng Pilipinas kung sino-sino sa amin, sa 52 na yan, and probably more, ay mariretain. Walang alinlangan yung mga yan. So, yan ang sitwasyon natin ngayon. It is my task to make these following announcements. No? Importance dahil sa kahalagahan ng economic team sa buhay ng ating bansa, yan po ang unang inaksyonan ng ating Pangulo. After careful evaluation, the President decided to retain the following members of the Cabinet. Take note. Una, ang ating DTI Secretary Maria Cristina A. Roque. Retain. Pangalawa, ang ating Department of Finance Secretary Ralph G. Recto. Pangatlo, ang ating DepDev Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan. Pang-apat, ang ating DBM Secretary Amena F. Pangandaman. At ang panlima, ang ating SAPEA Secretary Frederick Go. Itong lima na ito ay magpapatuloy sa kanilang panunungkulan, paninilbihan sa ating taong bayan, at makakaasa kayo na sila naman ay sincero o dedicated sa kanilang sinumpaang katungkulan. Now, yung mga ibang aksyon sa courtesy resignations ng ibang cabinet secretaries, in the coming days, magkakaroon ng more careful evaluation. Ang urgent kasi itong economic team. We will make the announcements as the decisions are made. Now, next week, maybe after Wednesday, there will be more announcements to be made. Foreign Affairs. No? Ang ating permanent representative sa United Nations, si Ambassador Antonio M. Lagdameo, has earlier signified his desire to retire after many decades of service to the country as an ambassador. Siya po ang nakaupo ngayon sa permanent representative sa United Nations. Yung kanyang retirement mangyayari effective July 31, 2025. Now, nararapat lamang na pangunahan natin yan at i-announce na ang papalit sa kanya sa United Nations ay ating magaling na DFA Secretary Enrique A. Manalo. Ganyan kahalaga yung position na yan. Yung position na yan ay napakataas sa pagtingin ng ating Pangulo. Kaya si Secretary Manalo mismo ang ilalagay natin dyan, nakapalit ni Ambassador Antonio Lagdameo, effective August 1. Ang papalit naman kay Secretary Manalo ay isa ring very capable na diplomat na napag-retire na sa regular service pero naninilbihan ngayon na Undersecretary ng DFA. Ito si former Ambassador Tess Lazaro. Siya po ang hawak ng Department of Foreign Affairs effective July 31, 2025. Pagka na-appoint na si Secretary Manalo. Okay. Ang kahalagahan ng assignment sa United Nations, unawain natin, ay nandyan dahil tayo ay nangangampanya na magiging non-permanent member ng UN Security Council sa 2027 to 28. 2027 to 2028. Okay. Nakakatense. Dito sa cabinet, mayroon ba tinanggap ng mayroon pa ba? Okay. Sa ngayon, maari ko lang i-announce ang dalawa dahil under evaluation pa yung karamihan. Yung mga mariretain, suspense muna. Yung mga mariretain, marami sa kanila alam na nila na mariretain sila. At kayo naman ay meron kayong haka-haka tungkol kung sino sila, pero pabayaan ko muna kayo dyan sa bagay na yan. Diyan kayo marunong. Pero sa ngayong hapon, gusto ko lang na sabihin ang dalawa na pagbabago. Sa DENR, ang ipapalit doon ay si DOE Secretary Popo Rafael Lutilla. Aalisin natin siya, ililipat natin siya sa DENR. Si Secretary Loizaga naman ay magpapahinga muna at maaaring mabibigyan din siya ng isang or ibang responsableng government or cabinet position at a future time. Pero magpapahinga muna siya. Sa yung pangalawa, sino kaya yon? Okay, yung pangalawa ay si DSUD, Secretary Jose Rizalino Acosar. Pero siya ay gagawing Presidential Advisor for Pasig River Development or Improvement. I do not know the proper name for that, with the rank of Secretary. And we have, the President has he is going to be replaced by a former Undersecretary sa DSUD, si Engineer Jose Ramon Aliling. Si incoming Secretary Aliling, former Undersecretary ng DSUD, naging in charge sa pambansang pambahay para sa Filipino Housing or PH program and Pasig Bigyan Buhay Muli Project. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya bago sa DSUD. Siya po ay President ng Chief Executive Officer ng Jose Aliling Construction Management Group of Companies. Ito ay well known for managing construction projects, big construction projects everywhere. Kaya meron siyang track record na maganda. He's the youngest president of the Construction Management Association of the Philippines and the first awardee of the TOYM for civil engineering. Okay. By the way, for material background, si Popo Lutilla, Secretary Popo Lutilla, ay napakahusay yan. No? Tahimik na magtrabaho, but siya po ay kilalang lawyer, legal luminary, who finished his legal education, basic legal education sa UP. Then he went on to Michigan Law School for masteral law studies. He has been around in government for 2 decades. If you remember, mga bata pa kayo, pero siguro meron sa inyo mga nakakaalala na siya at certain administrations, siya po ay pinagkakatiwalaan na ng malalaking responsibilidad. Okay, so just before coming over, may pinakita sa akin na hindi ko ano ba tawag doon, vlog o ano, binabatikos pa rin ako. Hindi na sila humihinto. Alam nyo, hindi na sa akin yan tumatama eh. Sa kanila na mismo dahil sinungaling sila. Ganun lang. I'm not that concerned. Pero hindi na natin pag-uusapan yan. Basta sinabi ko, tigilan na nila. Kasi walang mangyayari. Tapos na laban nila. So with that, may I request the moderator to...
So retained mga kababayan yung binagsagang Fantastic Five, mga economic managers. Ayan, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos is sticking with his so-called Fantastic Five economic team, heeding calls from business groups to ensure continuity in avoiding disruptions in economic policy. Okay, doon tayo sa pagtatanong ng mainstream media. Balikan natin yung mga questions na ng mga reporters.
Maydina, GMA7. Secretary, gentlemen. Sir, nabanggit po kahapon kabilang sa mga magiging basihan sa desisyon who gets retained and who gets replaced of corruption. Sa mga mapapalitan po, ano hong nangyari? Ano hong naging basis kung bakit sila matatanggal? Secretary?
Si Secretary Loizaga, walang issue na corruption dyan. Maybe there is just a perception. I don't know how fair or unfair that perception is na mas ma-limit siya sa labas ng bansa. Yun ang recurring na pinapadating sa amin. Ngunit wag na natin siyang husgahan, no? Whether inefficiency yan o hindi, that's not up for us to do. But the evaluation showed that it was time to have her rest muna.
So nag-underperform na po?
Underperform siguro ang tawag diyan. Kasi kung may expectations ang presidente and you do not perform, ang messaging is underperformance is not going to be allowed. Yung kay Secretary Acosar, hindi mo rin masabing corruption yan, wala. Hindi mo rin masabing underperformance, under-delivery. Alam mo, napakataas yung nilagay niyang standard niya when he accepted the job. But you know, he is a very efficient he was very efficient in the private sector, and we expect that the President expected na makapag-deliver siya. Pero I don't know if he set the standard too high for himself dahil 1 million housing a year, housing units. There may have been obstacles in his way which were beyond his control and beyond the control of government. But to us now, because of the results of the election, it's time for the President to take him out there and bring another one who might make a better performance. Ganyan ang tingin ko dun sa kaso ni Secretary Acusar. Wala namang masamang tinapay yan si Secretary Acusar.
Mga mareretain naman po, are there new instructions from the President? Because in his message in demanding and calling for the submission of courtesy resignations, there was a sense of urgency. He wanted results and he wanted them fast. Ano ho kaya yung, sabi nyo nga, soldiers kayo, ano ho yung panibagong marching orders ng Pangulo from here on?
Pag-usapan muna natin yung mga in-announce ko na maritain, yung economic team. Ano? Ang marching orders ni Presidente dyan is to enhance yung ating economic situation to the eyes of the outside world at saka dito sa Pilipinas, yung actual na economic health natin. Si Secretary Balisacan has been performing very well. He has been, practically, ang sabi ni Presidente sa kanya, he's a genius. Dahil mahirap mong gawin yung ginagawa niya sa economic level. Si Secretary Frederico sa investments at saka economic matters, walang may tatawar, hindi mo matatawaran yung kapasidad niya. Kasi he's a very experienced economist and businessman. Si Secretary Recto, that is the same thing that we have to say. Kasi si Secretary Recto, from day one of his service, he came in midway in the past 3 years. Siya naman kaagad action man yan eh. You know, he was working under financial limitations or the fiscal space na nadatnyan niya masikip. Pero up to now, we have remained very active tayo because of the government's prioritization of spending. Si Secretary Amina Pangandaman naman, no one can be better than her sa budget, DBM. She can deny your request with grace. And that is very important because no one will ever get mad at her. She is considered as the the model for fiscal management, budget. Hindi ka pwedeng umalma dyan. So, the President decided to retain these 5 members of the economic team so that there will be no more problems sa perception about where the country is going.
Next question.
Hapon po. Sir, who will replace Secretary Popo Lotilla in DOE? Will there be changes in OSG? And what's the target of the President? How soon will be the evaluation, the result of the evaluation?
This way. Yeah. DOE will in the meanwhile be in the hands of an acting secretary, you know. One of the undersecretaries, si former Congresswoman Sharon Garin. Any of the undersecretaries could have been chosen to become the OIC, but I think okay. I was corrected. OIC, not acting secretary. Kasi ibang kategorya yun. OIC, very effective naman sila. Secretary Lotilla himself suggested that any of his undersecretaries right now could stand in as OIC.
Sir, how soon is the what's the target of the President, the timetable for evaluation?
Well, si Presidente, narinig niyo siya, immediate. But you know, humanly possible na evaluation is one at a time. Hindi mo pwedeng i-lump sum yung mga cabinet secretaries because Each has a different area of responsibility. Each has a burden that is different from the other, from the next one. If you will give me the liberty of saying, yung pag-evaluate, you must also be careful, hindi ka pwedeng arbitrary dyan. You know that the President loves us all. And he joked yesterday during that presentation in the Kalayaan Hall when he was saying, I greet also the members of the cabinet. Do I still have a cabinet? Sabi niya, no? But that's not the reality of it. There is an evaluation ongoing now of performance. But each cabinet secretary will be evaluated depende sa tasks, depende sa goals ng kanyang department or agency.
Sir, former ES Vic Rodriguez said that there's no need for courtesy resignation, to call for courtesy resignation of all cabinet secretaries because the core problem is the President himself. Optics lang daw.
Alam mo si Vic Rodriguez, daldal ng daldal yan. Do you listen to him? Huh? Why was he taken out of the office? Wala pa siyang 3 buwan.
Tama po. Kaya napakapait ng pakiramdam ni Vic Rodriguez. Wala pang 3 buwan, sinibak ng ating Pangulo. Kaya ngayon, daldal ng daldal. Masama ang loob, mga kababayan. Kasi sinibak, alam na ninyo kung bakit sinibak. Di ba pa? Pero tingnan ninyo, yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, para kasing ugali na manira ng ating Pangulo. Kahit maraming kasiraan si Vic Rodriguez, kahit si ES Lucas Bersamin, walang sinabing masasama. Sinabi lang niya, nakikinigan niya kayo dyan. Balikan natin si Lucas Bersamin, mga kababayan, yung pumalit kay, kay Vic Rodriguez.
Hindi niya makipag-away, wag na.
Ayaw patulan.
Kantyaw ng kantyaw. That's when you see, in the middle of night, a dog barking at the fence. If you want to get up, you get up and throw stones at that dog. But we will not do that to him.
Ayaw patulan po.
Salamat, ES.
Next question, Tristan Nadalo, Newswatch.
Hi sir, good afternoon po. Sir, based dito sa initial na results nung evaluation po, no, baka lang may perception yung tao walang bagong pumalit or parang new breed na dinagdag. Are we expecting the President na may mga idadagdag siya talagang wala doon sa initial na list, sir?
Yes, alam mo, mahirap natin i-prejudge yung actions that will be taken. But you can be sure that the President really wants to be responsive to the popular clamor for performance, for change. Alam nyo, one time, recently lang, sinabi niya na we seem not to be delivering to the common tao because they are the greater number of our people. So, what must we do? We must have action men. So, you can be sure that that is the direction that this, I'm not calling this a purge, it's a cleansing. Dahil gusto ni Presidente talaga, mahal niya ang taong bayan. If you listen to him very carefully, his language were not measured, they were spontaneous. Tungkol sa sentiment niya na it's time to serve again, to show the people that we are serving them. Yun, standard.
Just a follow-up na lang po, yung action man, sir, ibig sabihin may mga bagong papasok na wala doon sa original list ng...
Hindi naman. Maaring meron. No? I cannot just say that now because until the President has decided, no one can second guess what the President really has in his heart. Okay? You know that the President, based on how you observed him, is a sincere individual. He has been very frank. Wala siyang tinatago eh. Walang disguise. So, when the time comes, for each of the individuals, 52 na ang nag-submit. We do not know how this 52 will fare. No? Meron na tayong 5 na na-retain and 2 na pagbabakasyonin. Literally. Okay?
I think that's... Thank you very much.
This po from Net25. Good afternoon po, ES. Pwede naman daw pong sibakin ni Pangulong Marcos, yun pong mga gusto niyang alisin, bakit nagpasubmit pa raw po ng courtesy resignation. And pasensya na po if I have to ask this, di daw po ba ito parang pampapogi lang sa public?
Ay, alam nyo, mahirap naman na sabihin nyo kung ano ang dapat, hindi na kailangan na mag-courtesy resignation. Ilagay ninyo ang sarili ninyo sa aming pwesto. Kung tamaan mo yung isang tao, ano ang lalabas na mukha mo? It's best that we did it this way so that it will be more honorable for them. Hindi naman kami yung diktador na magsasabi, oy, wala ka na, sisipain mo na. When I said that we are all serving at the will of the President, at the President's pleasure, we have to humanize. So, demanding a courtesy resignation is the best way of doing it, because all that you can do is just to accept. And that's the end of the debate. You don't really need to follow what others are saying, because they are not in the saddle. They may have different views of it when their time comes, if ever that time will come. Pero the best advice is our own counsel, our own conscience.
Quick follow-up lang po. Can you consider it as failure po on the part of the President na nakapaglagay po siya, nakapagtalaga ng mga official na underperforming or not performing well? And meron po ba tayong timeline kung kailan po mararamdaman ng ating mga kababayan itong mas maganda at maayos na serbisyo sa public sa mga bago?
Dalawang tanong yan. Yung unang tanong mo, ikaw ba pag meron kang niligawan, alam mo ba na may... Ibig sabihin, at the start, you do not know how this guy will perform. So that's more or less a very... hindi ko masabi kung anong tanong yan. Yung pangalawa na tanong mo, ano na ba yun? Mararamdaman, kagad. Wala nang iba. Kung ang trabaho mo ay mag-deliver ng tinapay, deliver ka ng masarap na tinapay. Ganun lang. Hindi naman pwedeng, bukas pa. Wag. Ngayon na. Kasi taong bayan naghihintay.
Thank you very much.
Itong si Edwin Santos ng Net25 at Tribida. Laging may mga may mga patama kung magtanong. Anyway, okay lang yan. So sabi po ni Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Executive Secretary, baka next week naman po yung mga panibagong pangalan na mariretain o marireplacean, mapapalitan mga kababayan. Dahil po sa hindi umabot sa expectation ng ating mga kababayan, ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Kaya that is normal mga kababayan sa sino mang nakaupong presidente ang magpalit ng mga cabinet secretaries, umanap ng mas magagaling kung halimbawa hindi nakaperform ng maayos.
At itong ating programa mga kababayan, atin sa inyo nitong ating mga sponsors, Fairmax Firming and Lifting Cream. Pinapay po sa mga pulses in affected area. Mainam po ito sa mga pains at paninigas ng mga kaso-kasuan. Ito sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging, Automax po siya. Ito ay Glow Zero mga kababayan. Whitening po siya. Made in South Korea. Ito naman po, Ningxia Red Mix Fruit Drink. Gawa po siya sa goji berry. May anti-cancer properties po siya. At sa mga naghanap po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. May Grab Car Rental din po kami. At bills payment po sa aming office. At saka sa mga mahilig po sa mga imported bags, Manood po kayo sa live selling ni Madam Eileen Rosales sa kanyang Eileen Closet po. Pati mga shoes, ito yung kanya po. Ito yung kanyang page. Kita ninyo, napakagandang mga online selling po siya. Si Madam Eileen Rosales. At cellphone number niya po 773-798-7816.